guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Elise. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you are not new, then of course welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm bringing you guys my highly anticipated Gemini makeup tutorial. I say that because I've had quite a few Geminis in my inbox and in my DMs like, girl, when are you uploading my Gemini video, because I'm waiting. So of course I wanted to bring that for you guys. I know it's a little bit later than I would normally like to put these up, but here we are literally at the last leg of Gemini. Gemini is about to end like at the end of this week, but it is okay, we are here, and better late than never. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to jump right into the tutorial per usual, and then we're going to kick it off with all the facts and all the tea on Geminis, so don't forget to stick around for that. And anyways, you guys, enough with the blah blah blah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so jumping right in, I actually went ahead and I did my eyebrows off camera, took a little sip of coffee, you know, did all that good stuff. So per usual, I'll be taking the Beige Cosmetics palette for my look. And by the way, Gemini in this palette is silver. Really don't understand why. I feel like silver makes no sense for a Gemini. So instead what I did is I went with this soft brown shade for a transition, which is the shade Aquarius. Moving on, I'll be taking Leo from the Love Signs palette. This is the matte, kind of like yellowish type of shade. I'll be putting this in my crease in windshield wiper motions over top of Aquarius, just because I kind of want to lay it down before I go in with the shimmer shade. I'm actually going to cut the crease today with this concealer, and this is basically just so that that gold shade really stands out and is really kind of like clean and visible. So I'm taking the shade Cancer, and as you guys can tell, it's super pigmented. I used no Fix Plus for this. It is truly such a beautiful golden shade. Then I'm just going to take a blending brush and just blend all of that out so there aren't any harsh lines. For lashes today, I'll be taking these by Social Eyes. These are really beautiful, and I really wanted to wear these because I just feel like you can definitely see the gold through them. Moving on to face, I'll be taking the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer just because I was feeling like my face was a little bit dull, so I wanted to kind of bring more luminosity, more life to it, and I love this primer for that reason. So then I'll be going in with the Infallible foundation by Loreall. By the way, guys, I will have all of my shades listed down below. I don't remember off the top of my head, but you best believe they will be in the description box below. So for concealer, as you guys saw, I took the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealer, which I have been obsessed with, and I'm just going to use this to conceal and highlight. To set that concealer, just to make sure nothing moves, I'm taking the LA Girl setting powder. I don't remember the shade, but I think this one is the banana one. Pretty sure. But if not, again, check the description box below. For cream contour today, I'll be taking the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. You guys, this stuff is revolutionary. If you are struggling with contouring, especially cream contouring, you have to get this. It is so good. Alright, so for highlight, I'm jumping back into the Beige Cosmetics palette. I'm taking that shade right in the center, and as you guys can see, it has such a beautiful, intense, glowy glow. Alright, so lips today are brought to you by NYX. I'll be taking NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London, and then over top of that, I'll be going in with the Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline. And that's pretty much it, guys. Alright guys, so this is the makeup look that I created. I'm absolutely in love. I wasn't really feeling the shades that they had chosen in the Zodiac palettes for Geminis. These to me definitely represent a Gemini more so than like the silver and the hot fuchsia shade that they had put in the palette. I wanted to go with whatever my heart felt would represent best a Gemini, which to me is a yellow, a vibrant shade like this one, because Geminis are so fun and so fresh and just have so much life to them. So of course I wanted to do a color that really represented that to me. So jumping into the solid facts about Geminis is you guys have a date range for birthdays of May 21st to June 21st. So if you are anywhere in that time frame, you are a Gemini. Happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday. Happy early birthday. If you see me looking down, by the way, I'm looking at my phone because I write all of my facts every time because I have a horrible memory and I will literally forget a lot of things that I want to mention. So anyways, you guys are the third astrological sign in the Zodiac, with Aries being first, Taurus being second, and Gemini being third. And you guys are a fellow air sign like myself. I am an Aquarius, and Geminis are an air sign like little me. Actually, fun fact, Aquarius and Geminis are known to be very compatible, and they are supposed to make great romantic partners. I've never been with a Gemini before, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that from experience. However, because we are air signs, we're supposed to get along. When it comes to friendships, I have a lot to say when it comes to Geminis because I do know quite a few Geminis, and I do agree with that. We click very well. You guys are also ruled by the planet Mercury. Usually Mercury retrograde occurs during Gemini season, and that's really what kind of throws a lot of us off in general, but especially Geminis, I feel, because during retrograde, it's like everything is not going how it's supposed to. And last but not least, Geminis have a twin symbol. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into some of the traits. I'm gonna start off with some of the ones that are not so great, and then we're gonna dive right in to all of the positive and beautiful things that embody a Gemini. So the first thing that comes to mind when people think of Geminis, they usually think of people that are two-faced, that have multiple personalities. That's not always a good thing, but I want to mention it because that's usually a trait that people say Geminis have. I personally don't necessarily think that Geminis are two-faced, but I do see the whole multiple personalities, dual personalities characteristic in them. Absolutely witness a Gemini be super happy, life of the party, bubbly, outgoing, and then within a retrospect of like 0.2 seconds, go from introverted, doesn't want to talk to you, wants nothing to do with you, goes off in their corner, like leave me alone. I've absolutely seen that switch go on and off like that for a Gemini. So I have seen how people can really think that they're kind of like, I don't want to say bipolar, but kind of bipolar, where they have multiple personalities. And I especially see where it can be a bad thing to somebody who just doesn't get it. In a way that I can't even explain with words, I kind of get it. But for somebody who, for example, could be a Pisces, a Scorpio, a water sign, who is so involved, so connected, so giving, so attached, I do see how a Pisces could be with a Gemini and be like, but you were good like a second ago. Why you tripping out right now? Like I could see it. Like I could see how something like that would be kind of like really confusing for a sign who just doesn't get it. Again, because Gems have a symbol of a twin, I do feel like most Geminis that I've come across are usually always in a relationship or always pursuing somebody, or if they're not in a relationship, it's not for very long because soon after they get in a relationship. I do feel like Geminis are hopeless romantics, but they're also kind of like people who really want to be in a relationship, who want to be attached to somebody, because you have that twin symbol. You're always looking for your twin soul, your person. And if they are alone and they're single, it's definitely not their first choice. They're definitely out there with their eyes looking like always searching for their soulmate in somebody, because they just want to find that twin soul of theirs. Speaking of that, I also feel like Geminis are very easily bored. When it comes to being with a Gemini, you have to make sure you're entertaining them, because Geminis get bored so easily. They always want adventure. They always want to be stimulated mentally. They always want to be doing something. So I just feel like if you're dull and you're boring and you don't really like to do much of anything, you're gonna easily be somebody that Gemini really wants no parts of, because Geminis like to be entertained. They like to be challenged. So if you're not gonna do that for a Gemini, they will easily just be like, deuces. Because they are bored easily as well, they could also be very easily distracted. Something that I'm gonna say with a grain of salt, and please don't get offended if you aren't this way, because obviously this is just my opinion. When it comes to Gemini men, I've seen it myself quite a few times. Actually, it's just a common trait that I've noticed. But usually Gemini men are prone to cheat. They're little cheaters, but because, like I said, they are constantly looking for their twin soul, they want to be with somebody who really fulfills them and who really stimulates them and who challenges them and who doesn't bore them. If they feel like you're boring them, they will bounce to the next person, but maybe not necessarily tell you that. So I do feel like Geminis are a little bit on the shit list for a lot of people, just because you might have a Gemini ex who you can't stand, who you want no parts of because they did you wrong. Now you might have a Gemini boyfriend, a Gemini husband who you love so dearly, who has never did you wrong. So please do not take this as the final say, because girl, it's not. Okay, it's just an observation that I've made. I have quite a few cousins and family members, and I have some friends and just people that I know who are Gemini men. However, when it comes to women, I don't think that necessarily applies. I feel like the women are a lot more loyal, a lot more faithful. I feel like the women are more of like the hopeless romantic. Like when they find somebody who they think is their soulmate, like they're gonna stick with that. They want that twin soul that they just found, and they're good with that. They're not gonna be out here bouncing around. Some Geminis could be really, really full of themselves. For example, Kanye West, he's a Gemini, extremely full of himself. He's great and he knows it. Another one, Donald Trump. He's gonna make America great. Very into themselves, and they will tell you just like that. They have no hair on their tongue to repeat over and over again how great they are, and that isn't a bad thing, girl. You love yourself, boy. You love yourself. That is a great thing. But I definitely feel like it's an observation that's safe to say is that some Geminis could be very overly confident, kind of conceited, so that's definitely a trait that I've noticed. Alright, so some of the great things that embody a Gemini, there are quite a few because like I mentioned, I do really like Geminis. I think you guys are really, really great. Don't get me wrong, some of my negative things, but we all have negative things, okay? So y'all gotta hear that because honestly, we've all got our problems. I'm an Aquarius. I am not perfect. Go to my Aquarius video and hear me talk crap about my own sign because listen, I know we all got flaws. You guys are super fun, you guys are super fresh, and you guys are just great energies to be around. Feel like that is why I wanted to do yellow today, because yellow is just such a bright color. It's vibrant, it's fresh, it's full of life. So yes, if you have a Gemini in your life, chances are they're super fun to be around and they're just a great vibe, a great energy to be around. I've noticed that in relationships, not that I've ever been with a Gemini, but in relationships with a Gemini, I have seen friends of mine that have Gemini boyfriends or girlfriends. Geminis tend to be extremely thoughtful and extremely attentive to small details. A lot of people, whether it is a man or a woman, I have noticed if you tell them something, like if you tell them, oh my god, I really like this shirt, and you saw it like at a store one day when you were with your Gemini partner, then maybe like a month or two from then, that shirt will show up at your door because the Gemini will remember that that's something that you really liked. So they are really attentive to small little things, and I think that's really, really sweet. And even in friendships, Geminis are super attentive to details as well. It's not just relationships. I've said things like, oh, I have an event coming up, but it's in a few months. Like, I'm gonna let you guys know when it's close. I want you guys all to try to make it. And usually the only person who's following up and checking in and really making sure that they don't miss the event is the Gemini. It's kind of a funny thing that I've noticed, but I've absolutely noticed it, and it's definitely, like I said, they're attentive to small little details that you think most people would forget, but a Gemini won't. So like I mentioned, Geminis are super fun, but along with that, they're really adventurous. They're usually down to try anything. Geminis are super creative and innovative, and also you guys make great artists. There are so many rappers, so many famous people who are Geminis. Yes, you guys have great ideas as well. I do have some people who are Geminis in my life who are constantly messaging me like, hey girl, like I think you should do this for a video. That would be really cool and really different. So you guys definitely have a lot going on up here when it comes to creativity. Something with Geminis when it comes to love and relationships is you guys are really great with communication. You guys know how to express yourselves. You guys have no issue doing that with your partner and your friends as well. I shouldn't just say relationships. And you are great listeners. Like I said, you guys are attentive to details. So something that comes hand in hand with that is being able to listen, and that is something that a Gemini is really great at. Something that I think is super cool, and another reason why I click with Geminis really well, is you guys are super expressive and super witty, which I love. Geminis are usually really, really funny people, and sometimes Geminis don't come off that way, especially if you're dealing with kind of like a more reserved-ish kind of Gemini where they don't really want to talk all that much. Once you get them to talk, they're so funny, like, and they do come up with the strangest things, but in the most witty and the most clever and the funniest way. Super slick with their words and usually have great comebacks when it comes to jokes. So yes, Geminis are so witty and such a good time when it comes to conversations with them. Geminis thrive off of vibes, okay? If your vibe is good, if it's cool, if it's flowing, if it's easy, Geminis are down for the cause. They're going to reciprocate that same energy. But if for some reason you're reserved, your energy is off, that's where you're going to get the Gemini who's reserved, who ain't trying to F with you, who ain't gonna do nothing for you, you know what I mean? So it really depends what kind of energy that you have, that you bring to the table. So for the last piece of this, I always like to share with you guys people that we all know from this specific zodiac sign. Some of the famous Geminis that we know are, of course, Kanye West, I mentioned him, and Donald Trump, the Olsen twins, Angelina Jolie, Johnny Depp. Alright you guys, so that's going to complete this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to my channel. I want to see you all coming back for more videos. Hit the little notification bell so you never ever miss an upload. I want to thank all of you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for kicking it with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.